Hey everybody, let's do a recording of CSS Battle daily targets from August 12th, 13th, and 14th of 2023. I do these recordings periodically. My goal is to do all of them eventually. I've done about 20% of them all so far. You can subscribe to CSS Battle at cssbattle.dev and get the Plus membership. It's several US dollars a month, and it is entirely worthwhile. A lot of fun for me, maybe not for you, but you might like it. If any of this appeals to you, I would do it because it's a fun challenge. All right, I'm going to do this first one here. I'm going to use my blank template, and I think this is a display flex. I think this is 2 elements, I'm pretty sure. So let's do a display flex with a gap, and let's get that background going. Plop and display flex. Flex, you gotta spell it right. Margin top is 0, and margin in is like with some number. Have to have a width to be visible on a display flex, so there it is. And let's do a background of, actually that background's fine. We're gonna do a height here of something like 40, and then let's do border, inline, solid, 10 pixels. No, we want border block, don't we? Border block of some number. And then we need the yellow. So this is the approach I would like to take. I need a gap there, 10 pixels, and then I don't need a background. Now, conceptually that's what that is, but the truth of the matter is that we've got 2 different numbers there, right? Like one is flipped to the other. My hope is that when it's flipped upside down, it'll be the same. So maybe we can't do border block. Let's do border solid. And then the color. And then we'll do border widths. Border widths of, I don't know, 50 pixels. Or can we do 50, 100? No, probably not. Border width, what do we got here? Oh, we can't see anything right now. Why not? Border, oh, because of that. So we need a height, blah, 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 blah. Height, width. Oh, it's going wrong. What's going on? Oh, because we need some zeros in there, because the top, 0, and I think that's it. Okay, we need a middle 0 number to represent the 2 side borders. So next, margin here is 0 of this element. All right, now let's use our margins to get things into place. 30, 40, 50, 60, 75. Okay, and then let's get that width right. 100. I think that could be right. Is that right? Sure, could be right. Let's get the gap right. 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, and now let's get these heights right, or rather the border widths right. So those we have to increase these sizes, and we don't need units, do we? Look at that. I like that. I don't often use this technique, but 8, 9, 100, 105, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay. Is that correct? Oh, I see. The height is, so that's correct. This bottom part is incorrect. So we need to increase the height here. Is that 45? Nope, it's 50. And then this bottom border, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Brilliant. And then the second one, we flip upside down. And we use a sibling selector to get the second one. And that is going to be transform scale y -1, and that flips it upside down. Let's submit. So it is, we're sort of torturing these HTML elements, but I assure you, there is text in there. There it is. Look, that's the word hello, and it's upside down. Would you ever put this in production? Would you put text in that paragraph by flipping it upside down? No, you never would. That would be very unreadable unless you were doing something very experimental, like like Jody.org used to do, super experimental web pages. All right, let's replace and minify and get out of August 12th, 2023. Let's wait for the score to come back, make sure we're still at 100%. We are. Oh, it's a new high score. That's great. Okay, so that's August 12th. Here's August 13th. A little pill. Looks like a capsule. Okay, so let's do a background on the body. And then we think we need a border here. Border. I guess I can leave it uppercase. It doesn't really matter. Up, solid. And it's going to be some width. Maybe it's 15. All right, so let's move that into place. We're constraining, so paragraphs want to be 100% wide of whatever their container is, and by constraining the margins of the body, we're doing just that. 7, 8, 85. And then let's align this guy down. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. I want to see no margin. Okay, and then we need a border radius, don't we? Which is going to be what? That's going to be 50 pixels. Maybe it's 60 pixels. Maybe it's 65 pixels. It's 65 pixels. Love it. We currently have a inside color of pink. We don't want that. We want a linear gradient that goes from the dark, I guess it's a blue, it's probably just a very deep black, maybe a deep dark, yeah, it's bluish, I think it's bluish. 0B2429, yeah, to transparent, and then that's going top to bottom by putting in 90 degrees. We go left to right, and let's give it a percentage, 40%, let's say. And then we gotta make a hard stop. Okay, that's 40% over. Let's try 50%. Yeah, that's beautiful. We got it. Let's submit. I think that's 100% match. Once it is, we can minify and get out. Minify, and that looks good. Resubmit, and all good. All right. Oh, and then lastly, we have these radial gradients. I'm going to do the blank template, but I don't think we need that guy. I don't think we need a paragraph tag. I think we just want the body, and I don't think we need margins. I think all we need is a radial gradient. So a radial gradient, we need the keyword circle, I believe, because I believe this is a perfect circle. And we need inner color of some percentage, and then a dark color. And we're just going to alternate. So right now it's in the middle. By adding the at keyword, 50%. So if we did 70%, it does that. That's not what we want. We don't want to change the x-axis. We want it right in the middle. So that's 50. That's the default. And then put it at 100%, and then that comes out of the bottom. Okay, so what numbers do we need? 3, 31, 32, no, too big. 25, 26, 27, 28. We are looking to get the best possible match, and we might need pixels for that. I don't want to see any little line. So in this diff, we got the diff going, and I don't want to see any kind of little line like that, because you see that wobble when we swipe. It's just not quite right. Just not quite right. So what's that? That's from 100 to 200, so that is probably 100 pixels. And indeed, we don't see a little line. How about 125 pixels? How about 120? 120 looks right. And we just go out like that. I think that we are not going to get pixels, but maybe let's try the next one. We'll do percentages. So there's our radiating gradient. Quite nice to be able to get an effect like that, right? Like you could theoretically do lots and lots of fixed position circles that are at the bottom and get this very similar effect. But this is all just one gradient. All right, what do we need here? I did 140 here. Can we just go down the line? Maybe that's easy. 160. And then again. And then 180 pixels. Is the pattern going to hold? I think so. And then the last number is 200 pixels. And is that it? I think that's it. Let's submit. I would like it if these were, percentages. That might be nice. Be a little bit terser. 60. No. Let's see if we can get we can put that number at something better. 55, 56, 57, 53, 54, 55, 56. 0.5. 55.5, 55.5, and that's just as long as 200 pixels. So that's not better. And in fact, my unit replace turns those into VW units, right? So that's a nice little nicety there that makes those shorter. There's not percent shorter, but they do the job. So minify and submit, and we're done. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Sort of by the numbers. And that's not better. It's probably identical to my best solutions. If I if I turn the body tag into star, that alters it, or the ampersand. Yeah, so ampersand, and then I can trim off a brace and get a slightly better score. I don't know. I like to be able to read the code and understand it. Yes, it's a higher score. Yes, admittedly. But, it just seems like it's more like a cheap trick than anything. But a lot of these do seem like cheap tricks. They're not code that you would put into production. Still, it's pretty much fun, and that's code golf. As little code as possible to accomplish the task. In this case, CSS images, CSS image elements. That's what these are. This gradient, which is a single gradient, is kind of a kind of image. Super special, super fun. All right, thanks for watching. This was a fun one. Have a great day. Bye bye.